Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news folks, if you've been following the Bears this season, you already know that the start has been anything but smooth sailing. Coming into 2025, expectations were sky high, especially with the new head coach, Ben Johnson, bringing a fresh approach to the offense. Many fans and analysts believed that with Johnson's expertise, particularly on the offensive side, and a quarterback like Caleb Williams, the Bears would finally turn the page and become a competitive force again. But, as so often happens in the NFL, the reality has been a little different. Through just 2 games, the Bears are sitting at an 0-2 record, and the same offensive struggles that haunted them in previous seasons seem to be lingering. It's a tough pill to swallow for fans who thought this year might finally be the turnaround. And it's not just about the wins and losses. It's about the overall direction of this team, the roster, and what needs to be done to get things back on track. We all know that in the NFL, sometimes a big shakeup is necessary, especially if the results aren't matching the offseason hype. One of the most talked about topics lately has been the possibility of the Bears making some bold roster moves, and a hot topic right now is DJ Moore. Yes, Moore, the talented wide receiver who has been a bright spot for the Bears, is potentially on the trading block. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, why would the Bears trade a player like Moore? Well, you have to consider the bigger picture. The Bears have a lot of talent at the wide receiver position, and if they can get a solid return, it might be a strategic move to reshape the offense and build for the future. Let's break it down. DJ Moore, since he joined the Bears, has been nothing short of impressive. Over his career, he's amassed 645 yards and 35 touchdowns on 566 receptions. That's a significant production, and he's proven to be a reliable target for Caleb Williams when given the opportunity. But the question is, if Moore is available, where could he land, and what kind of impact would that have? Well, one team that makes a lot of sense, especially considering their current struggles and need for a top-tier receiver, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars are in a similar position as the Bears. They've brought in Liam Cohen as their new head coach, and his mission is to revamp the offense and get Trevor Lawrence back to his best form. But so far, the results haven't been what everyone expected. Trevor Lawrence has completed just 58.9% of his passes for 449 yards, with 4 touchdowns but also 3 interceptions. It's clear that he's not quite clicking yet, and the offense as a whole looks a bit out of sync. It's a make-or-break season for Lawrence, and he needs a reliable, proven target to elevate his game. Enter DJ Moore. With his experience and ability to make plays, Moore could be exactly what the Jaguars need to open up their offense and give Trevor Lawrence the support he's missing right now. Moore's skill set, his route running, quickness, and ability to make contested catches, could help unlock new options for the Jaguars' offense. Plus, having a veteran presence like Moore, who's accumulated over 600 receiving yards and 35 touchdowns, would bring a sense of stability and production that the Jaguars desperately need. It would be a win-win situation. Moore gets a fresh start in a team that could use his talents, and the Jaguars get a proven receiver to help Lawrence and the offense reach new heights. But let's circle back to the Bears. Why would they consider trading Moore? Well, as I mentioned earlier, the Bears have a talented roster with other receivers who can step up. Players like Chase Claypool and others could potentially fill the void if Moore were to be moved. And of course, this type of move isn't just about immediate gains, it's about setting the team up for long-term success. If Chicago can turn this around quickly, they might be able to use the draft capital or other assets gained from a trade to bolster their roster in key positions, or even acquire additional picks to rebuild the team more comprehensively. Now, let's talk a little about the current state of the Bears' offense. Caleb Williams, the promising rookie quarterback, has shown flashes of brilliance, but he's also been under pressure and inconsistent at times. The offensive line has work to do, and the play calling needs to be more creative to help him succeed. Moore's presence on the field has been a bright spot, but if the team feels that a different receiver might fit better into their future plans, that's a strategic decision they might have to make. The Bears, coaching staff and management, will have to weigh the potential benefits of trading Moore against the value he provides on the field. This isn't just about one player, though. It's about the bigger picture of the Bears' rebuild. Since taking over, Ben Johnson has been trying to implement a more dynamic offense, but it's clear that there's still a lot of work to do. The team needs consistency, playmakers, and a bit of luck to turn this season around. And sometimes, that involves making tough decisions, like trading a star player for draft picks or younger talent that can develop into the cornerstone pieces of the future. In the grand scheme of things, this move, if it materializes, could have ripple effects across the NFC North. The division has been competitive, with teams like the Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, and Minnesota Vikings all vying for supremacy. The Lions, for example, have had a strong start to the season, and the Vikings are always in the mix. The Bears need to find ways to stay relevant, and sometimes that means making bold moves to shake up the roster and create new opportunities. Trading DJ Moore could be one of those moves, especially if the Bears believe they can replace his production internally or through other acquisitions. But let's not forget the fan perspective. Bears fans are passionate and expect their team to compete at the highest level. They've seen rebuilds before, and they know that patience is key, but they also want to see progress. Trading Moore might be viewed as a sign that the team is serious about restructuring and building for the future, even if it's tough in the short term. It's a gamble, no doubt, but one that could pay off if managed correctly. Now, what about the impact on the locker room? Changing a key player like Moore can be disruptive, but if handled the right way, it can also send a message that the team is committed to winning and making strategic moves. The coaching staff and general management will need to communicate clearly with the players to keep morale high and focus on the bigger goal. The players who remain will have to step up, and that's where leadership will be crucial. Looking ahead, the Bears have a lot to consider. Will they pull the trigger on a trade? Will they look to shore up other areas of the roster first? Or will they hold on to Moore, believing that he can still be a cornerstone piece? It's a fascinating situation that's unfolding right now, and the NFL world is watching closely. Whatever happens, it's clear that the Bears are at a crossroads, and their decisions in the coming weeks could shape their trajectory for years to come. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe trading DJ Moore is the right move for the team's future? Or do you think they should hold on to him and try to develop the offense around his talent? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. We're in this together, and your passion keeps the spirit alive. Thanks for being part of this community, and as always, bear down.